Next, we'll proceed to the 8 philosophies of education. So before we're going to start, please arrange your chairs and also arrange yourself first. Okay, thank you. So let's move on to the number 1, idealism. So idealism focuses on developing the mind and thinking deeply. It teaches students to understand ideas and values such as truth and kindness. So again, idealism. Ang idealism, it focuses on developing the mind and thinking deeply. And also, ideas and values such as truth and godliness. So, for example, ako, teacher, tapos tinuruan ko kayo sa room na maging honest, may respeto. So, ganyan ang idealism. So, next is pragmatism. Pragmatism focuses on learning through experience and doing activities. It teaches students by letting them solve and real-life problem. So, ang pragmatism, it focuses on learning through experience. When we say learning through experience, like, nalalearn tayo sa ginagawa natin. Let's say, for example, nag-shopping tayo. And hindi natin matotal kung ilan yung nabili natin.
Opo, marunong ka na mag-compute.
Oh. So, masosolve natin siya. Yun. So, next is existentialism. Existentialism focuses on personal choice and individuality. It allows students to learn based on their own interests and decision. So, existentialism, it focuses on personal choice and individuality. So, next is perennialism. Perennialism focuses on learning ideas that are always important and never change. So, ang perennialism is learning ideas that always important and never change. When you say never change, hindi natin napapalitan. So, let's say for example like for example na lang itong libro. So, di ba ang libro, nakasulat talaga siya, hindi na siya pwedeng palitan. So, ganun ang perennialism. Ideas that are always important and never change. So, next is essentialism. Essentialism focuses on basic and important skill. It teaches core subject like reading, writing, and math. So, saan nga ba natin nakikita ang essentialism? Nakikita natin when we are since elementary days. So, sabi nga dito, it teach important skills. It teach a focus on important skills. It teach core subjects like reading, writing, and math. So, pansin nyo sa elementary, natututo tayo magsulat, magsolve, magsulat,
plus.
So, gano'n lang. So, essentialism, it focuses on basic and important skills.
Kumbaga sa mga elementary.
Yes, very good. My prize.
Thank you, sir.
So, progressivism. Progressivism focuses on student and their interest and real-life experience. It encourages learning through activities and problem solving. So, progressivism, it focus on student and interest, real-life experience. So, ako, for example, ako ang science teachers. Then, may tinuturuan ko yung mga bata ko, tapos may example ako sa kanila na example, yung sa plant. Yung nasa plant. Dinala ko talaga yung plant sa klase namin. So that yung mga estudyante ko may tutunan sa akin learning through activities and problem solving. So next is social reconstructionism. Social reconstructionism focuses on improving society. It teaches students to understand social problems. So sabi nga dito, ang social reconstructionism focus on improving the society. And also teach students to understand social problems. So ang social reconstructionism focus on improving society and understand the social problems. So next is realism. Focuses on learning facts and understanding the real world. It teaches students to observe and study things that are true and proven. So yun ang realism.
So, let's talk about the real world.
Yes, it's clear true. Yeah, so ayun. Next.
Now, we are moving on to the socio-cultural. So, what is socio-cultural? Socio-cultural is a school that part of the community, so what happens in society affects what is taught. Curriculum planners must understand these social factors. This is what social astuteness means. Now, we're moving on to inhabit change through culture. So culture acts as a carrier of change. When new ideas, beliefs, or practices emerge, they are absorbed and expressed through cultural tradition, values, and behaviors. For example, the rise of digital communication has changed how people interact, and this shift becomes part of the modern culture. For example, social media. As you know, that before, mahilig tayo mag-pen pal. And as days goes by, naging phone pal. And nowadays generation, mahilig na tayo gumamit ng messenger. Isang I love you lang, diretso na agad, send na sa kanya. And next is rate and direction of change. Society and culture influence how fast in what direction change happens. Some societies are more open to innovation, leading to rapid change. Others are more traditional, slowing down change or guiding in a specific direction. For example, again, technological adoption is safer in highly industrialized societies compared to more rural ones. Now, here in Zamboanga City, madali lang tayo ma-adapt ng mga digital like phone. Madali lang tayo matuto paano gumamit nito. Like unlike sa mga rural ones dun banda sa mga municipality, sa mga island, nahihirapan sila gumamit ng phone like touchscreen. Yan. So now, next is correspond to societal changes. Culture evolves in response to change in society. As society changes, cultural practices and norms adjust to stay relevant. For example, increased awareness of gender equality has led to cultural changes in language, roles, and expectations. So, here as correspondent in the word social changes, nag-iiba yung society. Like for example, the language. Language, dati yung mga lalaki kapag nai-inlove sila, nagiging makata sila. Kagaya ng sinta, kagaya ng isang buwan. Ang ganda mong pagmasdan, pero kahirap mong lapitan. Pero ngayon, may tinatawag na tayo sa ngayon kasi may tinatawag na tayo masalitang geng-geng, mga ayoko mga A above, para mga ganun, mga yung language na iiba, para mga derived words na yun. So next is roles. Roles kasi dati, pag babae ka, wala kang karapatang mag-aral. Walang karapatang mag-aral. Kasi pag babae ka, sa bahay ka lang.
Sa kusina lang.
Nasa kusina lang, tama, of course. Now, nagiba na. Naging mga babae may karapatan na magpasok sa eskwela. Hindi ka kaya dati. May roles, may rights na sila. Kaya rin nila gumawa ng mga trabaho kaya ng panglalaki lang. Next, lastly we have the expectation. Yung parang roles lang din. Yung pag babae ka, dapat sa kusina lang ka lang. Pag babae ka, mahina ka. Pag babae ka, mahina ka. Pag lalaki ka, malakas ka. Yun yung expectation nila. So, last but not the least, we have apply pressure to societal demands. Applying societal demands. So, society places expectation and pressures on individuals and institutions to adapt. So, like for example, demands for digital skills for schools to teach ICT. So, curriculum, kailangan nila we call this to demand ng mga teachers na marunong about sa digital skills para maturuan ng ICT. So that's the apply pressure to societal demands. Thank you.
And that's all, class. So thank you for listening
and participating.
and thank you for watching.